Welcome to Made for More podcast, where faith and personal growth converge. I'm Julia, and I'm honored to guide you on a journey of empowerment and transformation alongside our occasional co-host, Omar. We are passionate believers and advocates for unlocking your God-given full potential. Join us as we explore the intersection of faith, life, business, and relationships, igniting a fire within to embrace the truth that your life is destined for greatness. Together, we'll uncover strategies, insights, and stories that inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Get ready to embark on a fulfilling quest towards personal and professional fulfillment, guided by faith and the unwavering belief that you, my friend, are made for more. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, it is Julia. I am solo here today because it's been a minute and I have been putting it on my to-do list. Y'all know when you have an item on your to-do list and it just keeps getting pushed down, you mark off everything on your to-do list, right? And you still have that like one or two little things. So you start a whole nother list of things that you know you need to do, and you just add that to the new to-do list, and it just keeps getting added to the new to-do list, but it never gets crossed off. And that is literally what podcasting and bringing content that's valuable, hopefully inspirational, or whatever the episode is about. It's definitely a priority for me, and that's definitely something that I literally feel led to do. But I'm in a very weird season of life, so we're gonna get into it. Let's just set the stage and set the scene for you. Today is April 8th, 2024. My favorite number is 24, by the way. So like 2023 did not disappoint. God showed up and showed out in 2023, and I feel like I'm still getting to reap the benefits and enjoy the fruit of that in 2024, getting married, God willing, having a new home in the right place at the right time when we find that home, going on an amazing honeymoon, like all these things that are going to be happening in 2024, like I said, God willing. But it's in our plans, and we prayed about it with God, so we know that we are in partnership with that. But we never know the day or time or the hour of our life, so that is just how I always like to remind myself that I always usually try to add like a God willing on the end of that. But I say all that to say, I'm also in a season where I'll get back to the April 8th. I'm also in a season where I'm trying to be obedient and be very grateful for what God has already done in my life. And I really want to, like, if you think about farmers or planting something, like, you're going to reap the benefits of what you plant eventually, but you just can't sit there and keep reaping that fruit. Like, it's going to eventually run out or go away or rot or whatever. So you have to keep doing the same cycle. You have to like literally sow, tend to your seed, and then you get more fruit. So I feel like I'm back in okay, God, I see what you've done for me. Let me go back sowing and, seeking you and doing what I need to do. So that's one season I'm in. April 8th, I decided I wanted to go do a podcast today. And then after today's literally phenomenon, once in a lifetime event, at least once in a lifetime in your area, like you can go and travel different areas to see a total eclipse. But today was Totality. I'm just trying to say totally and totality, like really cool, so you can kind of get the pun. But Totality, amazing, magnificent. I'm specifically not using the word magical because, I don't know, I meant to look up the definition of magical. Although it feels like, we like use that word like, oh, it's so magical. But I feel like it was literally a spiritual moment. And I don't know how anybody can literally be in awe and see that and not experience or think about God in that moment, because it was just that we're having this moment with other humans. Millions of humans are stopping for 4 minutes, some 3 minutes, whatever, to sit and pause and stare above at this glorious, magnificent moment of the solar eclipse. So anyway, I just, it's one thing to see it on TV or to see it live, but to like be in the moment. And it's interesting because that is actually what this podcast episode was going to be about, is focusing on the good, focusing on your moment, embracing the season of life you're in, and then living in the moment more. Okay, so I think about a lot of things that I do. I try to do some devotionals. I try to read motivational things. And then I just try to get my mind right a lot. And it takes a lot of work, even for somebody like me, who I feel like I really try to see the good, think about the good, have a good mindset, growth mindset, whatever the case may be. But it's kind of like taking a bath. Like it's encouraged, obviously, to do every day and like cleanse yourself. It's truly encouraging to find something to feed your soul, to feed your mind that is good, that's going to help you focus on the good. I think about like a certain car. Like, shout out to just recently paying my car off. That's a praise break in itself. But you start to think about other cars that you might want, and all of a sudden you start seeing those cars. Like, or you look at a certain color and you're like, I've never seen these cars on the road. Why are they coming all of a sudden, all the time? Well, it's not that they just all of a sudden literally made them and everyone just started driving them. No, these people have had their cars, they've been doing these routes. But because you decided to start focusing in on it, it's now everywhere. So imagine if you have that same shift, that same thought of, I'm going to choose to focus on the good. My day was crappy, but there was still something good about this day, right? What can I draw out and say that this was my goodness of the day? Because when we start to plant those seeds and thoughts, and you're literally like, this was good, I'm planting that seed there, this is good, I'm thankful for that. So when we live in a space of gratitude, when we live in a space of focusing on the good, guess what? Your good multiplies. You find more things to be grateful for. And so I literally was just listening to a song as I was driving to my storage unit. If you didn't know, I literally just sold my house. Oh my gosh, is it a month ago today? No, it's a month ago, a couple of days ago. And so I have a storage unit and a lot of my stuff is there. And two songs came on, and literally just like, I don't know if it's because I was still filled with earlier today from the total eclipse, or if it was just me having a moment with God and just being so thankful. But one of the songs was, every time I turn around, blessings, 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 blessings on blessings. And it just reminded me, and I even did a post about this recently, that if you're focusing on the good, you're going to keep having blessings on blessings on blessings. If you focus on being thankful and grateful, you're going to have more of those things to be grateful for. So that's important. But also, I know it's so hard if you're in a season. Like, y'all, I am literally recording this podcast episode in the bedroom I was in as a child. I had a whole house to myself, right? 3 bedrooms, 5, 6 closets full of all my stuff, a whole house, right? Like a whole house, like kitchen, living room, everything, right? To a room. I'm now literally, like, I obviously go into my parents' kitchen and living room, but it's not my own. It's not myself. I can't just like be in that space. And obviously I know when I get married it won't be the same, but we also, Omar and I have very similar life styles, so it's just different. Like, I like less noise. I like doing a certain routine in my mornings, and so I know that it requires some adjustment. I'm literally having to find ways to embrace this season. And even though I'm literally like, okay, I went from owning my own home to selling a home to now being like secluded or like whatever, like I'm not really in jail, but you kind of feel like I'm just stuck in a room. I could have that mindset and keep that mindset, or I can literally focus on the good, like focus on being able to pay off my car, focus on being able to pay other, debts, pay for a wedding, and not have any type of financial debt once we get into our marriage. So I can focus on being able to bless people. Like I naturally love to help people and serve, but isn't it a lot easier to be able to do that when you're financially able to do that? You can obviously give in your time, your services, your whatever it is, but it's also cool to be able to give financially or bless people with something that costs it costs money to do, and be able to bless them. So just being able to give more generously is something that is amazing for this season, and I can focus on those things. So whatever season it is in life for you, if you are in, because sister friends, guys I know listen to this too, so bro friends listen up too. If you're in a season of singleness or in a waiting season, like maybe you're in a relationship that you've been in for a long time and you've just been waiting for that ring, you're waiting for that next step, you're waiting for the coming together and being one, or you're just single and you're like, I don't even have a relationship. Julia, what are you talking about? I'm going on several dates and nothing works out. I don't get past the first date or the second date. Or maybe it's even like, no, take it back even more. Girl, I don't even go on dates. Everybody is like a no for me. Whatever your season is, whether it's embracing your singleness, whether it's even embracing like a season of life in a job that you're like, I don't love this. Okay? I'm going to talk to you about all these because I've been there. Maybe it's even a season that you have to embrace where it's like, I really want to look a different way, feel a different way. I want to be healthier, but I just am feeling the way I feel. I'm just looking the way I'm looking. I'm in that season, right? So to my friends that are in that singleness season where you have to just embrace your season, I will be forever grateful that God brought Omar into my life. But I lived up my singleness and my single life so well that there will be things that I miss from it because I didn't just say, woe is me. I didn't just sit there. Like, I literally was saying, God, I know you're going to bring me somebody, and I'm anticipating that to happen, and I have faith that it will happen. But while I'm waiting, I am going to go on trips. While I'm waiting, I'm going to have some girl nights. While I'm waiting, I'm going to work on me and make sure I could be a better spouse, a better wife, a better mom to the person that I'm going to end up with. When you focus on the good and you embrace the season you're in, like, it's okay. This is the season I'm in. Let me work on you. Let me cling to you, God, and find more ways that I can get closer to you. Those are some of my best years because that is when I opened the Bible and said, I'm going to read this start to finish. I don't read big books. I'm scared of big books sometimes, or I'm just like, I don't have enough attention for a book. Like, I love to grow with audibles and books that way and podcasts. But I said, I'm doing it. During obviously COVID and pandemic and times like that, that's when I grew my faith as well. So embrace this season in your singleness. Grow, seek God first. Let him do a work in you, and he will find the person for you, and he will deliver that, or they will find you if you're a girl or a guy even. That, honestly, let's just be real. It can happen however God has that happen, right? Look, just remind me of Ruth. I just finished Ruth and Bob. She's like, I'm going to go find him. He going to find me, but I'm going to find him first. I'm going to go to his feet. And okay, I'll be quiet. Y'all get the point. So anyway, however it works out, you find him, he finds you, y'all find each other. Okay, the next thing is embracing your season. For my people that are like, I don't want to be in this home anymore. I'm ready to move on to the next home, and I'm just not in a good financial season. I don't love this job that I'm in, but I know I need to push to the next thing. Well, I really feel like when I was in that same season, and I was like, oh, this ain't gonna work. I gotta go. And I had a door closed, getting interviews, getting all those things, but door closed. And I literally felt God told me, and I heard him like through my conversations and prayer, was like, Julia, it's not that this door is going to be closed forever and you're not going to ever get that promotion or next job or whatever, but I sent you here for a reason, and your job's not done. And trust and believe when it's your time, and when I'm ready, after you're obedient to me and do the will I have for you here at this place, and after you steward well, I'm going to give you something that you never even saw coming. And I wanted this, to be a coordinator in teaching and learning, and as a math, coordinator, or even something in professional learning. Those are my my dream jobs, right? And the job that I have right now wasn't even a job. It didn't even exist. And so I just had to wait on it. I had to steward well and be obedient to where God was calling me. And then when it was time, and all the things and the stars aligned and everything worked out, and after I did, what I feel like, and I know other people feel like, my work there, I dug in, I embraced the season. I was like, okay, I don't love this like I thought I would, and I'm in this rut, but I'm not gonna let that show. I'm gonna come and put a smile on my face. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna make some impact. I'm going to set some foundations and some systems here to help this school beyond me. Like, after I'm gone for several years, hopefully there'll be some things that I was able to do to get them to where they are, right? And so once you do that, if you embrace the job that you're in and you're like, listen, I don't love it, I want something a little different, but I'm gonna do my best, and I'm going to show up, because I'm not working for my boss, I'm not working for my coworkers, I'm not even working for the clients, the people I serve, for this desk computer or anything else. I'm working for God. And if you truly realize that when you go to work, you are literally worshiping and serving God in everything you do, every conversation, every email, when you want to go off, all those things, you are literally saying, God, I'm giving my work to you. I want to do well and steward well with what you have given me. And guess what? Just like a good father, just like even a good mom would do, when your kids appreciate what you've given them, doesn't that make you want to give them more? Or even better yet, give them a new elevation, a new thing, right? You're like, hey, you know what? You were doing really well with, this little flip phone. I think you're ready for an iPhone, because you are doing so well with that, right? And so that was just a very simple example of just when you give somebody something and they treat it well, steward it well, appreciate it, and grateful for it, either it makes you want to, and our God is the same way, give us more of that or increase that. So I think the last one was basically just embracing your season and focusing on the good when it comes to your health, when it comes to your weight, when it comes to loving the skin you're in and knowing who you are, knowing your worth. I'm sure I will mention this book several times in the podcast episodes to come, but I just read, actually I think I have like two, I'm listening to Audible, Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima, and I highly suggest you get this book, Audible, or the actual printed copy. But it's just about how you can be a confident person, but still inside you don't feel worthy of things. Like sometimes we don't take those risks, we don't take those big jumps, we don't go after that next promotion, we don't go ask that girl out, we don't go apply for that job, whatever the case may be, because we don't even feel worthy enough ourselves. And so if you're in that season, whether it's financial, whether it's health, whether it's a home, which still kind of can relate to financial, job, or even just your status of where things are in your life, whether it's like, your singleness or whatever the case may be, if you will embrace that you are worthy to be loved, because first you love yourself so much that somebody else is going to love you, if not the same, more, and that feeling worthy of love will help you reach and find your person. Feeling worthy of, hey, I know my spiritual gifts, I know my God-given talents, the purpose he has for me, I know I'm worthy of these things, then the right door will open and God will, give that to you. Especially if you have the thought of, I have faith that it can happen, to, I have the faith that it will happen. And then whenever you think about financial situations, whether it's home, you're embracing the car you're in that you don't want anymore, the money, your income, whatever it is, again, knowing your worth. You will literally only rise to the level you believe you can rise to. So if you don't truly believe that you can get that job or promotion, you're like, I don't know, I'm not really sure. If you don't even feel worthy of sending that email, filling the application out, because you're like, ooh, that's a $150K job. I don't know if I could get that. Ooh, some of these qualifications, I meet a few of them, but I don't need all of them. Well, guess what? If it is truly something that you feel called and led to, you feel like you have the gifts and talents and the purpose to do it, God will qualify for you for that position, job, whatever that case may be. So again, it comes down to the worthiness of it. So embrace your season, focus on the good, know your worth, and that will also help you focus on the good, right? Because when you know you're worthy, you're like, I know I'm worthy, and these are the reasons why, and these are the good things that have been happening, right? Live in the moment more. We all were at work today, guys. Well, not all, because shoot, like more than half the district was home, okay? But the people that were at work, we were at work today, and we still paused and took some time to live in the moment and embrace the season we were in, embrace the part of life we're in, and just sit back and say, this is good. We sat back and said, we're going to focus on the good of God's creation and look and be in awe of this magnificent moment and watch this total eclipse that was breathtaking. And you can't tell me that God isn't real. You can't tell me that energy isn't real, because you can just feel it all around. But that is what I want you to take today, is just taking the moment, I'm sure, and I hope a lot of you, even if you were at work, took the time to focus on the good that was around you in that moment, to embrace that moment that you're in and live in the moment. And honestly, start having more yeah, sure moments. I'm going to end on that note. When somebody asks you, like, hey, do you want to do this? Yeah, sure. Let's try it. Let's do it. As long as it doesn't completely distract you from your priorities, right? If you've set certain boundaries, then that's fine too. But just living in the moment a little bit more will help you embrace the season you're in, and will help you focus on the good. Because when somebody says, hey, you want to go to lunch today, even though you brought your lunch, you're like, yeah, sure. Because then you're going to have a focusing moment of being good and grateful for that friendship in that moment. And then you're just going to be embracing that season. When somebody is like, hey, you want to go, you're single, you want to go on this trip to Paris, you want to go to New York, you want to go to Mexico, whatever, yeah, sure. I financially gonna have to kind of move some money around or whatever, or eat some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when I come back home for a month, but I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna embrace the season I'm in. I'm gonna focus on the good in my life, and I'm gonna live in the moment. So those are the things I'm saying to say yeah, sure on a little bit more. I truly am so glad that I hopped on today. I pray that this was something that you need. I know it's something that somebody needs, to just be thankful and grateful for the moment and season you're in. And when you learn to be obedient, or maybe you do know this already, but when you continue to focus on being obedient and steward well with where you are, God will definitely elevate you. And that's just how he rolls. He's just good like that. So I love you guys, and we will see you next time.